Good morning. This is Faith at Faith and Books, and it's Tag Tuesday. I'm not very consistent with this, but Bill Rutenberg at the Rutenberg Library tagged me. It's Meet the Community book tag. It's very similar to one I did a while ago. I first started this channel in the end of October, I think it was. Gosh, I don't even know. And I think I did something similar to this then, but he tagged me, and it's nice to do it again. So I'm glad. Thank you, Bill. So let's see. So the first question is, what's your name? My name is Faith. I've probably spilled my last name in previous videos, but I don't know, for some reason I feel uncomfortable just coming out and point blank saying my whole name. So my name is Faith. I live in Northern Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. I've lived here basically all of my life. I lived 1 year in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I went to college for a year, and then I went about an hour north of here in Maryland, and then I lived in Baltimore for 3 years, and then I came back here. So I've really lived in this area pretty much my whole life. Do I have pets? Yes, I have a pet, Clover the cat, and I know Bill's dog's name is Clover, but it's really my daughter, my youngest daughter's cat. He is the only remaining mammal pet. We have had various other cats and dogs. And then we have 2 aquariums, a saltwater and a freshwater aquarium. And this week I am getting chickens, which I still do not have a permit for. I'm still working on the really, really burdensome task of trying to get a zoning variance so I can have 4 chickens. That's something I really have to get moving on because they're gonna arrive. I feel so unprepared. So that'll be my task for today, getting ready for my chickens. So those are the pets. Question 4. Most binge-worthy Netflix show. I don't do binge watching. I just don't. I don't feel like I have enough time. We have Netflix, but I've actually never ever put it on for myself. Like somebody else might have it on, and I might wander into the family room, but I just don't binge watch TV very much. I tend to binge watch YouTube channels, and that's easier because you can just pause them, and plus they're shorter anyway. So I tend to do that. The last YouTube channel that I binge watched was Chateau Diaries, which is not BookTube. And right now I'm actually kind of binge watching lessons on the theologian Hans Urs von Balthasar. I'm up to lesson 7, I think. That's really interesting. That's what I've sort of been binge watching, but no Netflix binge watching. Instant by author. That's prompt number 5. I just finished watching Spontaneous Reader's answers to her Meet the Community book tag, and I feel like I'm just copying her, but I only read older authors, or authors that I've heard about for years, and I put them on my mental TBR, and then I eventually get around to reading them. I've just been burned too many times by reading bestsellers, and they're just trash, or I simply, I think a lot of times, I don't know, this is just my own prejudice, but I feel like authors today don't love their readers. And so I often feel kind of violated or exploited, or just, I don't know, I'm not into the current stuff. One author that I do tend to like, but she's kind of the same thing over and over again, so she's sort of a comfort read, is Ann Tyler. I do like her, but I can't say that I run out instantly to buy a new book. When's the last time she put out a book? I don't even know. But I do, if I see her book, floating around, or I will pick it up and read it. So let's see. So I'm not an Insta by author type person. Prompt number 6, hobbies besides books. Well, I've featured my garden on this channel before, so I love gardening And I'm just sort of really into anything environmental. So I was very active in zero waste, which I've fallen away from since this lockdown. But I'm into permaculture, homesteading type stuff. Not that I don't know if it's actually a hobby, but it's an interest. I used to when I had to drive my teens around for homeschooling, and they would take different courses or different classes or go to co-ops and that sort of thing. I used to try to. I would scout out parks that were nearby, and then I would go walking, and I would try. I have this thing where I tried to walk in various parks at different seasons of the year just to watch nature, just basically nature watching. Is there anything else? And then I'm kind of a church lady, so which I can't do now because of the lockdown. But I was involved with the creation care ministry and the homeless ministry and that sort of thing. And that was sort of, I mean, it's not a hobby, but it's sort of, again, it's an interest and an activity. And I was also aiding at we have a ministry that teaches English and helps with citizenship and that sort of thing for immigrants. And I was working as an aide, not paid, but just as a volunteer thing. So those are my interests. I don't know if they qualify as hobbies, but my interests and my activities other than reading. Prompt number 7, random fact that most people don't know. I'm really boring. I don't know. One weird thing about me is that I have O negative blood, which is really, it's the universal blood type then. So, and I used to try to give regularly, but it just got harder and harder because just all these things, like I struggle with anemia. So like half the time I go in, they'd say, nope, you can't come, we can't take it from you, you're anemic. Or then I started realizing that I drank too much coffee and it would dehydrate me. And so I would go in and they literally couldn't get anything out of my veins. So like before I would go in, I'd have to like fast from coffee and drink lots and lots of water just so they could get blood out of me. I have really tiny veins apparently. And now they have this new thing where it's only one prick, and if they can't get it for that one time, then they say, then they don't do it again. And I told them, because I have these small veins, it's hard to get it, and to get a good stick. And but they said, no, we can't do it again. I said, I'll sign a waiver because I know that it's really hard. I've been pricked many times over the years. It doesn't bother me. I'm not squeamish about it or anything like that. But they said no. So I get all these pleas for my blood, but I can't go and give it because I know that chances are it's not going to work. Anyway, that's a really weird thing to tell you about, but that's my random fact that most people don't know. I have O negative blood, but I can't give it because of these weird things that come up. Okay. Prompt 8, favorite bookish or nerdy swag. I don't collect anything like this at all. I mean, the only thing I could think of at first was that I like those women reading calendars. I usually get one of those for my daughter or for myself over the years. Every year we get a new calendar. But then I remembered, and I did get this really nice bookmark. It's like I should have dug it out. It's like a clip. It's like gold-plated clip that you put almost like for a recipe or for like a Bible or something to hold open a page. So I do have that. I just got that last Christmas. But I don't really collect bookmarks. I tend to use holy cards because I'm Catholic and I have a plethora of holy cards. So I tend to use those as bookmarks if I'm not using some sort of scrap paper. And but my daughter gave me Jane Austen socks. So yeah, they're my favorite socks too. So I guess that's swag. So I do have, so I'll say that's my favorite swag is my Jane Austen socks. Let's see, prompt number 9, one book, a series you love but no one talks about. I feel like I talked about this before, but I can't remember if I did or not. But Mary O'Hara wrote a trilogy And the first one's My Friend Flicka. Second one's Thunderhead. And then I think the last one, I always get the name slightly wrong, but I think it's the Green Hills of Wyoming, something like that. Anyway, My Friend Flicka has been like just so zapped of any, literary value by making it about girls who go through that horse phase where they're really into horses. So Hollywood's just done a number on it, but they're wonderful. They're really wonderful stories, like coming of age stories about a boy, and just the whole this ranch in Wyoming and the whole family, and just the lives of these Mustangs. It's beautiful. They're beautiful, beautiful trilogy by Mary O'Hara, and I highly recommend them. They're just they're not, I guess I read them as a young adult, but adults can read them too. I mean, they're just really, really lovely series that nobody talks about. So My Friend Flicka series by Mary O'Hara. And then number 2, favorite new booktubers. And I just discovered, and I'm sorry I didn't get your name, but Spontaneous Reader. And I'm going to recommend her. She only has 2 videos up right now. But we've had this really weird kismet thing happening where she was reading The Bully Pulpit by Doris, what's her name? Doris something Kearns, Doris Kearns, I don't know. Oh, almost knocked my coffee over. Anyway, she wrote a book about Teddy Roosevelt and Taft, and I think Janet Remembered Reads was doing a buddy read with people, or she sort of did a call out. And at the time I was interested, but 1, I'm not buying any new books. 2, I'm overloaded with books as it is. So I couldn't join in, but I was interested. But anyway, she's been doing that, and apparently that is sort of overlapping with my May is for Magazine reading the McClure's editions featuring Ida Tarbell, because that's mentioned in that book. So that's really, really neat coincidence that made me very happy. And so I'm going to recommend Spontaneous Reader, and she's only got 2 up, but just really quality stuff, and I'm excited about her channel. So anyway, that is it for me for the Meet the Community tag. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so it's 12 minutes already, so I need to stop talking. Bye. Talk to you later. Bye.